Ladies and gentlemen, Healthy Criticism here. Today we're taking a look at Dredge. It is a fishing game. More specifically, it is an inventory management game. A little bit more specifically, it is a Lovecraftian fishing adventure. It's a little bit of exploration, a little bit of RPG, if you want to RPG, if you want to roleplay, rather, as a fisherman. And one that, quite in fact, struggles with a lot of issues when it comes to nighttime. But those are things that we're going to cover during the gameplay phase of this video. As usual, what we're going to do is take a look at the options menu right after I mention who the developer and the publisher is. The developer is Black Salt Games and the publisher is Team 17. Team 17, one of the better publishers out there for indie games like this. I have mad respect for them. So, going to take a look at the options here. On the general tab, we have some general options. Who would have thought that, right? Some language options, some game mode options, some tutorials, units, and whatnot. So the game mode option, you have two settings. You have normal and passive, right? So like I mentioned earlier, at nighttime, you cannot travel too much, parentheses, you can later in the game, because there's going to be some scary monsters that show up and try to eat your ship alive. So keep in mind, you're not going to be able to do much during the nighttime unless you have certain trinkets, wink wink. We're going to hopefully talk about that. Some units that you can change. You can do Imperial or Metric. Since I live in the US for so long, I've switched to Imperial because I'm just used to it by now. Title theme, I don't have any of the DLC. The DLC does seem quite nice. And I know I'm a little late to the game with this video because it's been out since 2023. And, you know, you've probably seen it around. But I had no idea what this game is. And it's overwhelmingly positive on Steam with 36,000 reviews. So hopefully this helps you just like I needed help with it. So display resolution here, screen mode monitor. You can select which monitor you're going to play on, which is really nice. Shadow quality, reflections, anti-aliasing, V-Sync off because I have G-Sync, although it doesn't seem to be working right now for some reason, which is really weird. Confined cursor on or off. If you have it on borderless window, that's actually a nice setting to have. Most games, when they're on borderless window, you can just move the cursor out of the screen, and this is an option for you not to do that. This is some color options that you can see throughout the game. Emphasis, important color, negative and positive, and then the control action style is going to be auto select, Xbox, PlayStation, or why did I say control action? Control icon style, which I have an Xbox, which is really what I need to worry about. Accessibility, we have relaxed fishing mode on because I don't want to waste too much time trying the same thing over and over again. That is not my sense of fun, which, you can't argue with this when it comes to somebody that's a fan of Dark Souls games. Why do I keep hitting B if I want to exit out of that? Haste VFX on or off. I'm going to turn that off because I don't like chromatic aberration. That's pretty much what it is. Radial menu mode is hold or toggle. Chromatic aberration obviously is going to be off because why the fuck would it be on? Motion smoothing is off, and turning dead zone is kind of on a fifth, I would say. Pop-up duration, heartbeat, sound effects, and text speed. Some camera options here that you can change. Nothing really that I've changed personally because it's fine. Maybe I'll reduce the camera shake a little bit. There we go. Audio, we got separate sliders for everything. We got master, music, sound effects, character voices, and UI volume. There's not really any voice acting unless there's a cutscene or something, so don't worry about that. And controls, and we're gonna go load. This is my my progress here. I found 3 relics and I'm on day 82. I have pretty much all the upgrades on the ship, and I kind of stopped there. I don't want to show you what it looks like later on because it's going to be more interesting to actually explore that on yourself. But I did start a new game. I haven't done anything to it yet. I just want to show you the introduction and kind of what to expect. So I'm going to there's the music finally, because if you stay in the menu for too long, the audio just does not loop, which is a weird thing to do. So I just woke up here. I finished talking to the mayor, and I'm going to undock. And the game kind of wants to teach you the basics, which is nice. It doesn't recognize that I've played it already. So in the beginning, your ship is a little slow, right? This is me walking to my ship. I'm going to try to fish something here. So the basic premise of the game is you fish, You sell the fish, you get money, you find materials, and then you upgrade your ship, right? So I'm gonna start fishing here. It's a guaranteed catch for me, but if you don't have it on, you're gonna want to hit the greens, you know, more often. But you also want to hit the greens on the automatic catch, because as you're fishing, time goes by, right? As you can see on the top middle there, as I'm fishing, the time is depleted. And it's definitely something to worry about, because you don't want to be caught outside in the middle of the night. So that was the fishing, and I want to see if I can find anything to dredge here, which I don't. I see the pieces of wood over there, which is nice. I need to do this so I can get rid of the things there. I've already started fishing. So this is how you dredge, right? I don't know if I have the dredging. Yeah, okay, I don't have it. You do get it later after you're done fishing, and you talk to the mayor a couple of times. So I'm gonna go back here, and I'm gonna try to fish for that eel. What is this in here? That's the same thing. Let's see. I'm gonna go there. Time only advances if you're moving. So now that I'm still, time is also still. You have the little compass there, which is nice. And as you're moving, of course, I don't have any shallow either. So we're just gonna go back here. Gonna continue moving so we can get rid of that pop-up. And I'm gonna fish. Let's see. This is a different type of fish. And each fish is different in size and in shape. So you can see this one is going to be a cod. It's a... Ooh, let's see. Yes, I caught the cod. That is gold. It's going to give me a little bit more money, which is nice. No, now you saw I failed the green pull, and the fishing speed was halted for a second there. So just keep that in mind when you're fishing. I want to go back. I'm going to sell my fish to the fishmonger. If you hit Y, you can see your inventory here. You can go into your cabin, which in the bookshelf, there's going to be books that you collect throughout your adventures, and you're going to read them. The game automatically reads them. It's basically kind of like a research thing in the background, and eventually once they are read or the research is complete, you get to enjoy the bonuses of those researches. I don't have any right now, but hopefully we're going to get some later. Every time you catch something, there's going to be a little green exclamation mark on the encyclopedia. So if that drives you insane, good luck, because you're going to be catching new things every day. So the core pursuits here, this is going to be your main thing, your main screen to see all your missions that you have to do. Right now it says catch fish for the day. The mayor just asked me to catch some fish. If you hit up, you can go into your map. This is your explorable area that you can explore. On my playthrough, I went here, I went here, I went here, and then I went all the way out here. And this is where I kind of gave up, because it's far enough in the game for me to know that I've kind of seen everything I need to see, but I'm probably going to go back to it eventually in the future. Who knows? That's all questionable. It truly is. So we're gonna go back here. Hopefully I can buy another engine, because I forgot how slow this thing is right off the bat. So we're gonna dock. We're gonna go talk to the mayor a little bit. Because your ship was damaged or something, you need to pay him back. And you do that by selling fish to the fishmonger here. And what's your name? We're gonna continue. Let's see, we're just gonna sell a fish, and then of course the debt has to be adjusted. Eventually the debt goes away, because it's I think it's like $200 or something like that. It's not to really worry about. It's only gonna last for the first little bit. This is a research part, and I'm gonna show you the research tree here. So we're on the ship, right? This is where you rest, this is where you undock, and this is where you go to the research. So on the research tree, you're gonna be unlocking new research items, right? So this one is gonna be a flexible fishing pole. It lets me do coastal and shallow. So that's something that I'm gonna need as soon as possible. So I'm gonna get that, but I need one more research part. Engine is here. I should have probably done that for the improved engine. You cannot reset from what I get. You can definitely not reset. The pots and the nets are gonna be unlocked a little bit later down the line. The pots are basically crab cages. You can catch Krusty Krab and everybody else in the gang in those. And then the nets are going to be nets that you have on the back of your ship. And as you're, shipping around the waters, depending on what kind of net you have, you're going to be catching different types of fish. And it's going to be passive, and it has to be repaired once in a while. So we're gonna go to the ship right here, and she's probably gonna ask me to do some kind of yep, she's gonna sell me stuff. So this is for shallow, and this is for also shallow, but it's gonna be a little bit faster. What we need is that other one. And as you can see on the right side here, I can also use my cursor. On the right side here, we have a light icon, we have an engine icon, and we have 7, I don't know how to count, fishing icons. Eventually, when you unlock the nets are going to go here, and the cages are going to be just items in your inventory that you drop in the water. You can only place the equivalent into those boxes, respectively. So any lights, if you go here, you can see they sell lights. You can only put them where it's highlighted on the lights section. On the nets here, I don't have any nets right now. You can also repair all here. In the engines, you can only place them in the engines. You cannot place them anywhere else. This is going to be a 14 kiloknot engine. I don't want to do the 10s. I want to do another equal speed to essentially double my speed from snail to 2 snails. And this is the where I have the fishing poles. I obviously cannot buy anything right now. And what we're going to do is we're going to rest so that we can go back and catch some more fish. And there's going to be a weird, creepy lighthouse lady that you're going to unlock later down the line. Not going to be anytime soon. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to go ship. Now, if you hold the left bumper, you're going to see a bunch of things here. You have the horn. I've never actually used it. I don't know what it serves. The lights will always remain on. I don't know why you would ever want to turn them off. And then we have the spyglass here. This is very useful because it shows you, okay, this is a cod. I can catch this, right? This is I think a flounder. I cannot catch it because it needs a shallow. Rod. That's a blue mackerel. I can catch that. What is that? I don't know what that is. So I'm gonna go here. I think there's an interaction here. Every time you see the little star, you can inspect it. There's just a light. It lets you know that during the nighttime, if you stand next to the light, it's going to be a little bit easier on your sanity, and it's not going to be drained as quickly. So that's shallow. I cannot catch that again. But if we go here, I'm going to be able to catch these guys over there. So there's another dredge on the upper right corner that I can't do yet. And we're going to start catching some more fish. Hopefully I can buy that better fishing pole soon. And these guys don't really sell for much. They're not very helpful. The cod is arguably a little bit better on the cost for selling. As you might expect, the bigger the fish, the more it's going to cost, but that's not always the case as well. So be careful what you spend time on actually catching. It's not always going to be the most cost-effective one, let's say. So I'm going to go here. I'm going to catch a few cods, and then I have to start heading back. I'm close enough to not really have to worry about the darkness, really. And the darkness is not really going to mess with you right off the bat once it's nighttime. But the more you're out there, the more it's going to start messing with you. And you don't want to be out there for too long, because crazy, creepy stuff happens. And eventually, you might find out what that is. But you don't really want to, is the problem. I can catch one more. I could probably rearrange a few things to see if I can catch some more. But if it's already on low, that means that, yeah, it's depleted. So after that, we're going to start heading back. And we are going to hit the nighttime. And it is going to be a little weird. But I think we're going to be close enough to not actually be worried about it. So there's going to be nighttime right now. There's the sun going down. And I actually want to demonstrate that a little bit. So I'm going to try to stay up. So you see all the lights turned on. I'm sitting here. And then on the top middle, you see a little bit of an icon there that's going to start forming. It's going to be a little eyeball there. And here we go. It's nighttime. It's creepy. It's eerie. Right? There it is. There's the nighttime. So that's what you're trying to really avoid. I don't want to give out any spoilers for those who haven't really played the game. It's definitely not advised to be out there at night, especially when your ship is so slow. And I only have 3 slots of health. Every time you take damage, you lose a slot of health, and it also disables one of your inventory slots. So if you have an important item on that inventory slot and it's not usable anymore, guess what? You're gonna drop it. So let's say I take damage in this box because it becomes unusable, and I have like a relic there or a rare fish. That fish is gone forever. So please try to be a little bit more careful than I was initially when I was playing this game. Let's see, pursuits. I need 1 flounder and 1 eel to be brought to this guy. And we're gonna rest. And I see if I can grab another engine. Actually, I don't really want to waste any money. There's the creepy lighthouse keeper. I've come to fish. You don't need to worry about my business, lady. But, oh, the mayor wanted to speak. Let's see if we can speak to him. What do you want, mayor? What do you give me? You gave me something. Oh, actually, there we go. You gave me something to deliver to the town across the street. Or across the bay. I can do that, my friend. Now, keep in mind that once you catch a fish, you have 2 days to take it somewhere to be sold, right? The more you wait, the more it's going to start going stale. So the fresher there is, the more money you're going to get for it. You want to make sure that you sell fish, you're not selfish, but that you sell fish as quickly as possible to maximize your earnings as much as possible. So keep that in mind. That's just something that I did not know in the beginning. Not a lot of my fish was going stale, or they were starting to go a little bit bad, so I wasn't making enough money, or as much money as I could. I'm gonna go back here. So what we need to do is go here and bring it into our inventory, and then we can talk to the dock worker, and then he's gonna take that from us. He's gonna give us 25 bucks, 25 schmeckles, and he gave us a sustainable fishing. That's a book. So you're gonna go back here, you're gonna start reading it, and then that's how the research starts. And then eventually you're gonna get a notification saying that everything is ready to be giving you all that benefit. So I still need to find a flounder and an eel. However, I cannot really do any eel fishing because I don't have the right pole. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to catch these things. I need to get another engine. I cannot catch those things because it's shallow. We're gonna go back to where we came from. But essentially, I want to point out, these are the basics of this game, right? There's not much else to it. I wish that the beginning was a little faster. I remember I was so close. I was so close to quitting on this game because it was just what you see right now. I was like, is this gonna be the rest of the game? And then eventually I realized that you can upgrade your ship. You can have more inventory slots. You can have bigger, badder engines that are going to be going a lot faster. You can have the net that, although you have to repair very often, it will actually catch fish that are going to be worth a lot of money. So it does help a lot. There's the lighthouse inspection. You would think that the lighthouse provides enough light for the evils of the night to not haunt you, but it does not, unfortunately. You're gonna get a dredging machine on the back of your ship. It's gonna allow you to dredge for metals, for cloth, for wood, and those things are gonna be used to upgrade your ship. Now what's gonna happen is you need a certain amount of those. They're gonna go on the on those inventory slots in the upgrade screen. And then, let's see, can I actually catch this? No, I cannot. I cannot do that. I can do just cod and mackerel. Let's see if I can go get that message in the bottle. I cannot fish for that either. Is that something I can fish for? Oh, that's just wood, never mind. Ooh, what about this? No, those are oceanic. That's going to be way, way later game. Yeah, there's going to be... Each rod gives you certain types of fish that you can fish for. You have the shallow, you have the oceanic, you have the abyssal, you have the... what was the other one? Let's read this message. What was the other one? Coastal. You know, it's gonna be all those things. Eventually, you're gonna unlock the bigger, badder rods that they're gonna give you a little bit more flexibility on what you can fish. Some of them have more than one. Some of them have more than 4 or 5. And it's going to be up to you to choose which one you're going to be carrying. I don't think you can ever fish for all types at once, so you're going to have to kind of choose how you're going to go about what you carry in your ship. Eventually you're going to have to switch in and out of different rods. So let's see if I have enough to... No, I definitely don't have enough. Yeah, but I am going to end the video here because eventually, especially since I kind of showed you what all the game is all about, it's a fishing game. You kind of pick it up, you fish, you avoid the darkness, and then you fish a little bit more. Once you venture out, right, you're gonna realize there is an actual purpose to the game. You have a goal, you have things that you need to do to progress the story. You're gonna be helping various people, there's gonna be side missions, you're gonna run into things in the wild that's going to make you think, oh, this was actually rewarding. You know, you might be thinking, oh, I don't want to venture out too far. I just want to catch these fish and sell it. It's a lot more than that. You discover a lot more than that, right? And that's what makes this game so great. That's what makes this game so interesting to play. Judging from my history and my gaming history and the things that I have enjoyed playing throughout the years, I never thought that a fishing game is going to be something that interests me so much that I would spend hours every day playing. But you know what, at the end of the day, it did. And it's wonderful that that's the case. So, there you have it, folks. That was Dredge. It's, I believe it's like 25, 30 bucks. Pick it up on sale. I own it because of Humble Bundle. It was in last month's Humble Bundle. I would recommend it on a sale. Some people might recommend it on not a sale. You know, if you have the money burning in your pocket, burning a hole in your pocket, do it. Yeah, there's a lot more to this game than what I showed you, but these are the basics to kind of help you understand whether or not you like the game. So there you have it. I hope you found this useful. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you on the next one. Peace.